Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another heavyweight news and notes mashup video today. And starting with, and I really did contemplate not doing a video, so I decided to do a mashup so I could mark a few of these things for posterity. But the first chapter in what feels like some sort of bad TV melodrama lurching from one thing to the next. So there is a step-aside offer now after one had not previously presented, but had been talked about. So, Eddie Hearn confirming to the DAZN boxing show, and see here on screen, it's just easy to quickly whip through some of these Michael Benson tweets, and then we'll move on. But saying there is definitely no deal done, long way to go in terms of detail. But he had confirmed that there was a step-aside offer that's been made, going on to say there is a smart play here somewhere, but AJ's not about the money. If the plan makes sense, work with a new trainer, maybe have a first fight, go into a much bigger fight. Yeah, I can see the sense in it. Also commenting, and this is the top one here, he won't want to do it. A lot of people who know boxing know if you're going to a new trainer, people will say it's a very smart move. Then on the other hand, oh, you're ducking him, you can't win. So Eddie Hearn to the DAZN boxing show with those comments. Make of it what you will. If he's going to step aside or not, just pick something, do something. I think we're at the point now, especially, I was thinking about this, us long-suffering boxing fans who follow the heavyweight division closely, there has been a sense of melodrama in the division from about late 2017 onwards, where it felt like the social media moves, the call-outs, people calling people cowards and this, that and the other, and just the energy that's out of the ring intensified. People building their profiles that way rather than in the ring through their deeds and with their fists. So it feels like most of the time, the way that we're connecting with these boxers is only through social media rather than their fights, because they fight so infrequently. It really is quite maddening. I just hope someone fights someone soon and it's a good fight. That's really all I care about. The money side, what they do, I mean, it's interesting to a point, but at the end of the day, just fight, because we want to see some of these guys shuffled off to the side and some new contenders coming through to challenge the top dogs. Ultimately, I don't want to hear about the same 5 guys at the top of the division for 5 years and they're barely fighting, because that is boring. Anyway, talking about boring, Tyson Fury is weighed in on this comments of Anthony Joshua and the step aside, Eddie Hearn confirming a deal has been made, saying that they've lost $90 million. Here's the clip.
Had to do this video. Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua have got to be the worstest damn businessmen in history. Today they lost $90 million. Crazy ass.
So I saw that and I was like, I don't know what he's talking about, because it sounds like he hasn't made a decision in terms of the step aside. Is he saying that if he doesn't choose to step aside, he's losing 90 million? At the end of the day, who cares? Moving on to Tyson Fury again. Oh, and what did I just say? Call-outs, calling people a pack of cowards, all that sort of stuff. Here's Fury again with some well-trodden territory.
I tell you what, boys, there's some pack of cowards out there. There's some pack of talkers. I'll tell you that now. Making all the demands in the world. You cowards, come and fight.
Moving on to another subject that feels like death by 1,000 cuts, Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte. The purse bid situation has been pushed back again. Per the WBC website, the World Boxing Council has received once again requests from the teams of Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte to extend the period of free negotiation. The WBC has granted this final extension, and if there is no agreement, a purse bid will be held this coming Friday, January 28, which they've previously said there would be other dates things would be held. It's been pushed back. And this is at a time that Tyson Fury is out on social media saying he wants something to happen, but at the same time, his own team is agreeing to push purse bid dates backwards. So, you know, maybe he needs to talk to his team about sorting out a fight rather than telling the public he can't get one. Meanwhile, another death by 1,000 cut situation, the IBF Final Elimination. Gee, we've just got so much ridiculous drama right now. It feels like some sort of high school sort of drama. All the cool kids are arguing or something. Per source, says Dan Raphael, the IBF has gone down its rankings again and has now offered Andy Ruiz and Murat Gassiev the opportunity to negotiate with Hrgovic camp for a spot in the heavyweight title eliminated to become mandatory. They have until Friday or the hunt will continue. The hunt's been continuing for a year. Andy Ruiz, no way he's going to take that. If you've got all these other guys sort of ducking and weaving and jiving, not taking the fight because of money, Andy Ruiz Jr. is not going to take a couple of $100K to basically face a dangerous guy in Hrgovic. And who knows with Murat Gassiev, it'd be a good opportunity for him, given he's been nowhere in the heavyweight division since stepping up a few years ago, constantly injured, had a few promotional issues, recently was meant to fight in December 2021, was injured, so probably is going to be injured and won't take the fight, and the hunt will continue, says Dan Raphael. I'm sure it will. Couple of fights this weekend, maybe not fights that we're not necessarily sort of baying for. Trevor Bryan versus late notice opponent Jonathan Guidry. So both these guys undefeated. Guidry 17-0-2. So he is actually in quite an interesting story, shrimp boat and all that sort of stuff. He says, I don't think no one's ever had a world title from Louisiana or where I'm from. It's a big opportunity for me to show my talent that I can fight. Not a lot of people can say they fought on a Don King card, and I'll insert that because there's not many of them anymore, or fought on a show. I'm grateful that he's letting me fight on the show and to fight for the world title. Asterisk WBA regular title. Continues, without him, I still might be on my shrimping boat or still be crabbing or something. He's actually giving me a chance to display my talent. Good luck to Jonathan Guidry. I don't have anything against the guy, but for the guy to be parachuted into the WBA top 15 as a late notice opponent to face Trevor Bryan for a so-called piece of the World Heavyweight Championship, and Guidry's not in the World 200 and top 50, it says a lot about the state of Don King cards, and there's a reason no one's fighting on them, because there is none. Anyway, Trevor Bryan, he is weighing in on the fight itself, saying, I have a strong opponent, a replacement who's 17-0 with 2 draws. I have to continue what Trevor Bryan does best. Whoever else they put there in with me with the future, I can't think about what should have happened. I'm thinking about who's next and ready to go. I sat down and watched a few times with the couple of fights he's had. We don't really worry about what other opponents do. We worry about what the dream team does best. I have my key sparring partners I use for every fight and plan to capitalize on that. Continue to work hard and get this win I need to get on the 29th. Trevor Bryan with his big heavyweight fight with Jonathan Guidry. And this is a pay-per-view event if you are interested. I'll be watching. As I've said previously, I will not be showing any still footage or images, nothing. There will be no names in my post-fight review. It'll be some guy versus some guy, because otherwise there'll be a copyright strike coming my way. And if I get one without mentioning any names, just talking about them in vague terms, well, we'll have to see what happens then. And Trevor Bryan, actually, and this is from Fight Week, so big disparity in the height here. Trevor Bryan on the left with his WBA regular title, Don King, and then Jonathan Guidry, who I think is 5'10", something like that. But Bryan in his post says, what did the old man say to the monkey when he got his tail cut off? It won't be long now. So comedian Trevor Bryan showing his wares and his humour ahead of his fight this weekend. Also this weekend, and this is Top Rank card, so you've got Stephan, who's reportedly signed on with Top Rank in a multi-fight deal. He's going to be facing Joey DeVago. DeVago coming off a second-round knockout to Zhang Kosabutski. So sure, this is actually probably a step up in opposition for him, but he should, given his talent level, be able to get past DeVago, if not by stoppage, which DeVago generally is pretty durable. That Kosabutski knockout aside, he is pretty durable, so this could go to decision decision, and given the inactivity, wouldn't be bad for Stephan to get some rounds. Bearing in mind, 15 fights heading into this one, turned pro in 2013, so he's been pro. This is his 9th year now, so he's got to get cracking. So I hope this Top-Rank tie-up, this link-up works for him. Top-Rank prospect Jeremiah Milton, also on the same card in Tulsa, Oklahoma, his hometown. An opponent now confirmed, facing the 7-9 journeyman Dell Long, so this should be easy work. Previously, it was going to be Jason Bergman, so don't know what happened there, but listed as Dell Long on BoxRec at this point in time. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, allow it often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.